Alright, here's my next project. This is a 40-inch long piece of 4x4 that we had left over from putting a mailbox in. What I'm going to do with this, I started already. I'm going to end up rounding the face. And I'll show you as I go along how I do that. Already, I went ahead and I cut two 45s and I cut it down a length on a bandsaw. Now I go ahead and sand this round because I want a half round face. Then after I do the half round face, get half round, I'm going to paint it white. So I'll show you as I'm sanding along, and then I'll show you it after I Alright, so far what it is you can see the sander I'm using. Just go a good old Harbor Freight sander with a disc on it. And let me see if I can show you what the end, how nice and round it is. I did the one side already, rounded it off. Now I'm going to round the other side. Worked real good with the sander. Maybe took me 10 minutes to round that off after. Even if I hadn't cut it off the bandsaw, it would have taken me a little longer. Sanding out it wouldn't have been too bad. But what it is, I'm going to round it off and then paint it, and then I'll show you what I do after that. I got this at the board rounded. Put some white paint on it just to whiten it up. Now what it is, I got my full-size picture that I want to make of the pole of the shape I'm going to make. Now what it is behind it I have carbon paper. And what I'm going to do is tape it down over the face here. Sort of center it a little bit. Now what it is I'm not a good designer. I'm a copier. That means I'll find stuff or take pictures of stuff, take a picture of it, and then I can work with it. Now basically this is the picture, and I'll post a better picture on the movie. Picture of this totem pole I sort of found when we were out. What it is, I took it, I used this Corel photo house, and I can blow it up. And then what it is, I had to use two legal sized pieces of paper because of how long it was, and I divided the picture into two parts. Now what I'm going to do is, the carbon paper underneath, I'm going to mark out all of the designs on there so I know what to work to. Alright. What I did was I sanded out a round edge on a dowel. And I'm going to sort of use that because I want a sort of a bigger line. So I'll go over this whole design. I'll probably cut out a lot of this because it's, oh, let's see. Like I say, I'm not a good designer. So I'll take pictures if I see something I like, and then I'll use that Corel photo house to blow it up. Alright, I think what I'm also going to do, on the safe side, I go over with a pin also, just to make sure. All I'm really after is the basic design. I can be a little creative on cutting it out, grinding it out, sanding it out. Again, this doesn't have to be too exact. Because all I really want is a guide. A rough guide. Alright, let's see what it looks like. Alright, take you over a little closer. You can see I got the design. Now, part of this I'm going to use the disc sander on. Part of it I use a grinder on. I'll show you after I start what I do, but some of it I want to take a lot out, heavy, so I'll use the sander, and then for the fine work I'll use the grinder. Alright, I'm stopped for now. Let me show you what I've done so far. This is what it looks like so far. Now, what I've been using, what is so far, is this is a 5/8 inch diameter balled high-speed burr cutter. And what I use it on is I got one of these high-speed grinders. Now right now I got a little, maybe a 3/8 ball on it right now. You can buy these high-speed, if you want to do any word work with grinding, this is great because you can buy these different size balls and tools and they do a great job of working it. Alright, I'm just going to hit it a little bit with the small ball and you can see how that works. Alright, that's just a little example of that. Down in here I got to do a little bit more design work. And then I got to go over this a lot more with the ball and cut it in deeper so it stands out more. And then I'll paint it. Now I'll show you how it comes out at the end. Alright. Here was the last I did on a touch-up. I used a little 3/8 burr. Like I say, you can, these grinders are the sanders you can get at Harbor Freight at the cheapest. I got a little bit more sanding I'll do here, just touch it up. But I want it sort of that rough tour technique. I'm going to go ahead and now paint it with just a white coat to sort of seal it up a little bit more. Then I'll paint it, and I'll show you how it looks like as I go along painting it. Alright, that's it for now. Alright, here's my totem pole. I got finally got painted. I ain't the best of painters and so on, but this is what it sort of looks like. I'll stand it up and give you a better view, and then I'm going to put it in the ground and show you what it looks like in the ground. Alright, here's what it looks like. I don't know how much you can see. I'll come back a little bit. But that's my totem pole. Not the greatest of painter, not the greatest of chopper. Just, hey, gave me something to do for a couple of days. Like I say, I use a disc sander to rough it out to get the round spots, and then I use that hand grinder with a wood burr to grab out the deep stuff. I drilled out with a big drill bit to go deep, and then I used the wood grinder burr to grind it out. All right, I'm going to put it in the ground. Alright, here's my totem pole set in the ground. Let's see, get up closer. Like I say, all this was made out of was like, I don't know, 44-inch long 4x4 that I had laying around. Like I say, I got the design and the picture I wanted, and then I went ahead and I put it on Corel Photo House. Blew it up so it's 3.5 wide and in the right height. Then I went ahead and I copied it out. It took multiple, 4 pieces of 8.5 by 11 sheets. I copied, the top quarter, middle quarter, and then taped them together. Then I went ahead and put carbon paper behind it. After I rounded off the front of the totem pole, I put carbon paper down with the design and went with a pencil on that, marked it out, so it gave me the location of everything. Then I took the disc sander and I sanded some of that, some of the shape. Then after that, like for the mouth and the eyes and the mouth below, I took a 1/8 paddle bit and I drilled it out so it's deep. And then, like I say, on the rest of the depth, I went ahead and I used the high-speed grinder with burrs, grinding burrs. Harbor Freight has all of this stuff. You can get all this stuff. Let me give you a close-up of totem pole. Now, how you paint it, whatever, hey, use your own imagination. The wife, this is the only place she'll let me put it. It's on the side of the house. It's over where my cactus is, my cactus mints. Enjoy it. It's a fun little project. Something to keep me busy for a couple of days. Took around 3 days messing around off and on to finish it out. All right, good luck. Give it a try.